Hello everyone, let's talk about PLTR. First, a few words. First, it is a leader in this round of the rally. Since the Nasdaq's rebound, its stock has doubled. After doubling, when the Nasdaq set a new all-time high yesterday, let's take a look. From this position, it rose exactly by double. After doubling, at this point, it has doubled. After doubling yesterday, when the Nasdaq set a new high, let's take a look. At this point for Nasdaq, the highest was 20,311 yesterday, setting a new all-time high. This is a weekly chart of the Nasdaq. When it set a new high, PLTR dropped significantly yesterday. How much did it drop? It dropped by over 9 points. As you can see, it dropped over 9 points yesterday. Its put options were directly at this point yesterday. How much did they increase? As you can see, these put options increased by 20 to 30 times, 20 times, 31 times, 42 times, 52 times, 65 times, and more. At this position, what does this mean? It shows that the sudden drop has significantly exceeded market expectations, causing huge profits like 30 to 40 times, 50 to 60 times. So why? Right, this is a phenomenon we observed or the result we saw. So the surge in these put options, what's the reason behind it? I believe there are a few reasons. First, without a doubt, it has been the leader in this rally, the leader in the rally. But after reaching this point, the rally is essentially over. Its upward cycle is essentially finished. It has entered a downward channel. With yesterday's bearish candlestick marking the shift. Take a close look. Let's start with the purely technical analysis. On the monthly chart, not much can be seen yet. The monthly chart still shows a high volume doji. Nothing stands out there. But if you look at the weekly chart, on the weekly chart, it has been in a sideways consolidation for 8 weeks. This position has been in consolidation for 8 weeks. Now this position is interesting. Extended consolidation leads to a breakdown. The previous 7 weeks plus 4 days count as extended consolidation. Consolidating for a long period, 9 weeks, which includes the previous 7 weeks and 4 days. A breakdown is what happened yesterday, and specifically yesterday. You can see at the close, there was a sudden large volume drop. This is a breakdown after long consolidation. Now there must be a reason for this drop. Why did it fall so sharply? There are a few reasons. The first reason is it issued an announcement saying it plans to sell restricted stocks. Although the specifics of the amount of restricted stocks were not disclosed, this could have an impact. Historically, when restricted stocks are unlocked, it usually creates a situation where the supply curve increases significantly. Because the stock market at its core is based on supply and demand. Its core determines the price through. What determines the stock price? It's supply and demand. At its core, it's still supply and demand. Alright? It's still supply and demand. When the restricted stocks are unlocked, it significantly increases the supply. Assuming demand remains unchanged, if the demand remains unchanged, the original supply is here. Now the supply has shifted to this new supply curve. We can apply the simplest economic principle. This is the supply curve. It shifted from S to S1. After shifting to S1, this is the demand curve. The demand curve remains unchanged in the short term. The demand for PLTR stock remains unchanged in the short term. In the short term, demand remains unchanged. Then its equilibrium price point will shift from E1 to E2. From E1 to E2, this represents a price. The vertical axis represents a price. I will use this to represent it. The vertical axis represents a price. The historical axis represents a quantity. The historical axis represents a quantity. Compared to this, the equilibrium price point shifts from E1 to E2. The price decreases. It moves to here. The price decreases accordingly. This is how it works. Now, will this price continue to drop? Yes, it will. As long as the concerns about the unlocked restricted stocks remain. Besides the supply curve from the unlocked stocks, the supply curve will also shift to S2 to S3. Where does this new supply come from? It's from panic selling. This new supply is called panic selling. Where does this panic selling come from? Let's assume about at this point at $66 or $70 or $80, but then it starts falling, right? This will trigger panic selling, and more panic selling will continue to flood in. It will keep flooding in. This continued selling will increase the supply. Thus, PLTR stock price will continue to drop. It will keep falling. This is a basic reason for the price drop. It's actually the most fundamental principle. What is it? A stock price will fall when supply exceeds demand. When supply exceeds demand, the stock price will fall. If supply is less than demand, it's called undersupply. This part is undersupply. The stock price will definitely rise. If there's more supply than demand, the stock price will definitely fall. So what does this mean? Why do we tell people to trade stocks? What should you trade? You must trade hot topics. Hot topics. Focus on leading stocks and the main trend. That's how it works. All leading stocks are undersupplied. That's the logic of leading stocks. They are always undersupplied, but all unpopular stocks are oversupplied, which leads to. So after seeing all of this, what's PLTR's strategy? It's to short at highs. Simply short at highs. Okay, and especially considering you can see that its corresponding inverse ETF had a strong rally yesterday, the PLTD, right? Its inverse ETF, PLTZ, right? These inverse ETFs, you can see they surged. They jumped straight up, one step to the target, one step to the target. And this rally has only just begun. These two inverse ETFs are going to set new all-time highs. Their rally is just getting started. So I recommend everyone to pay attention to what next. PLTR is shorting opportunity. The opportunity to short is coming soon. It's a great opportunity to short. If you like my content, please subscribe and like. Thank you.